today. I'm going to meet up with Kevin, one of our other moderators on Ancient Exploring Arizona. He also is Backcountry Arizona Explorers, and supposed to do some get some dirt. We're going to go out in the area of Turkey Creek, near between Bumblebee and Cleater. And if those names don't tell you how kind of backcountry and remote mining area this is, well, I guess you'll just have to come along for the ride. So I got my iced coffee, I got a morning sandwich, got about a 30 to 45 minute drive to catch up to him, and we're gonna go have some fun. So see you when we get there. Exit, so let's see if I can find Kevin along here somewhere. He said he'd be off across the along the side of the road over that way. So this is the main road that hits the Crown King, which is another mining area. Great little town, great mines. This part of the pavement only goes a couple of miles, and then it's dirt for the next like 40 miles, even if I don't go off-road. Kevin has a pretty stout Jeep also, even though it's a Liberty. It is a very capable Liberty. I've seen it do some things that most people would kind of cringe at doing. Well, this is always a fun road anyway. This is a nice switchbacky, curvy type of road I'd like to take my Porsche on until it hits dirt, and that's not so fun. All along here there's mine shafts, like there's one off to the left hand side. Up here on my right there is a mine working. And we're on dirt. So I haven't found him yet. I'm going to go as far as Bumblebee, so I'm going to shut this off, and then I'm going to give him a call and see if I can figure out where the heck he's at. Maybe I actually beat him here, which would be strange. Well, there's the sign to Bumblebee, so I'm going to back up. I saw a little off-road thing right here. I'm going to pull up in there, give him a call and see if I missed him, if there's another entrance that I missed. So let's see what's going on. I mean, I already had to switch my shirt because I wound up wearing my morning iced coffee. Thank you very much for putting the lid on loose. Alright, mystery solved. He's a little bit behind me. He's already on the same road, but he pulled in after I did, so we didn't run into each other yet. So I'm heading back the other way, and we will run into each other in a minute. Well, we found each other. I turned around. I'm following him now, so we will figure out what's going on and where we're going here in just a few minutes. Okay, spent a little time catching up on old times. Now we are hitting the trail. Got it in four-wheel drive. Got it in low, just in case. He said there's a couple of technical runs in all of this. So we're gonna go find out. The sad part about video and I've mentioned this before, is it never really does justice to the level or the difficulty of the trail you're on. This isn't bad where we're at, but it will probably get pretty gnarly further up. But I could be at a 45-degree angle and it would look like level just because of the optical illusion of the video itself. Well, we are actually adjacent to the Turkey Creek area right now. Hopefully we get to find some water. Probably not going to be in this section, but I have been told it does flow. And I think you can see what we're about to crawl up here in a minute. So again, this hardly does justice. It's all a matter about the different line that you can take. But those of you who have followed my videos before know that I'm pretty fearless, and my Jeep is pretty capable. So, but like I was saying about Kevin's Jeep, that thing is really capable as well. Other than the fact that his is a little longer than mine, I don't think really that there's any place that I can go that he can't. At least in my experience with running with him on other adventures, there hasn't been any place that the two of us haven't been able to go together. All right, that little climb has been cleared. Another interesting section of washboardy boulder. Not difficult, just annoying almost. Feel like you're on the ocean, just back and forth, back and forth. You see some mine working up on the left-hand side up there. At least what's left of a shaft. Part of the reason that I like doing these, and I've mentioned this before, is just the beauty that you see that unless you go out here off-road, you don't see it. You're not going to see this from the freeway. The rock formations, which this one off to the right is really kind of cool, but the rock formations, the desert as it really is, it's just you in the wilderness, and anybody that you bring with us. So in today's case, it's me and Kevin in the wilderness. Down, then up, and then down, as you can see. When you can't see the Jeep in front of you, you know you've got some fun times. At least this gives a little better perspective of how steep some of this trail is, just by seeing the position of the other vehicle in front of you and what they're doing. It gives a better perspective than just by yourself. Looks like another mine working maybe off to the left-hand side here. There's fencing there. Well, no. It goes along the road here. Well, could be private property. Could be state land. Who knows? The posts are definitely old. And the barbed wire is rusty. But they're not that old, so just looking at the fading though, probably 20 years at least. Oh, and another down, and then another climb. Well, you can kind of see what we're going through here, not just this down, but as I make this corner, it's pretty interesting. You see what I mean when I get around the corner here, avoid the washout, because we're descending down into the valley itself. Jeep. That's pretty steep, actually. Yeah, I would say. Because we're pointing straight down to the ground. Again. And this is where 4 low really comes in handy, not so much because of the crawling, but it also gives you torque braking, because the gearing is slowing you from going down like really fast. Most of off-roading is done at like 5 miles an hour or less, which is about what we've been doing on this. And that looks like an interesting section that we're getting ready to come up to here. We'll see what line he follows. I want to follow something that's got some grip. Definitely losing some traction here. Well, I think we're over the worst of it. Even though it's downhill, I want you to check out this view. There's a mine work down there. Fairly big one at that. All back in through here is all these valleys, and the only way to get back here is these little trails like this. Oh, dude. Kevin's people doing a little tiltometer action there. That's a big mine. Huh, and a trash barrel. We are at the Howard Mine. Howard Copper Mine, you say?
Copper Mine, yep.
Howard Copper Mine. And Kevin and I are going to go doing a little exploring. And there I see some twine hanging off the pipe there. You can see the tailings off to the side over here. And
looks like that's where the mill used to be, too.
Yeah,
It's got,
there's a rock wall over there.
Some foundations, too.
Yep. It's just, that's a long way. That's a long way from here, though. I mean, I can see this one.
Yeah.
Was there another one over there too? Maybe. Oh well, we've got this one.
There's a road going up the mountain there too, so I imagine.
Well, you can see up at the very top. Well, halfway, right up there, where it kind of like flips down a little bit. That road might head up that way. You know, we could spend the rest of our lives up in here and never catch it all. So.
Oh, there's so many mines and prospects and open pits.
Well, let's see what we got here. Don't know if that's an air shaft. Oh yeah. Look at this. That's kind of cool. How this is all this rock is just flaky.
Yeah.
And that's all fire, so people have been camping in here. You haven't been in this one?
Nope.
And you got boreholes right there for the...
Yeah. There's another one back there.
What's left of somebody's flashlight. Oh, look at that. Oh, bat. That goes up there a ways. Yep, Mr. Bat.
I bet they're well fed in here with all these.
Oh. Propane. Look at all this.
Somebody living in here.
It's too bad. They're not real old.
Yeah.
I guess I could pick one up and look at the bottom, but I'm not that interested. This is a big mine.
Yeah, that's a big tunnel coming through here. Oh, that's it.
And we're at the end of the big tunnel. That kind of comes to an abrupt halt. Still, way cool, worth exploring. You can see where the water seeps through here.
This is following.
All powdery. You probably just got anthrax. Yeah, the vein work is definitely very pronounced in here. You can see where it all splits. Okay, that's it for this tunnel. We're gonna make our way out and continue our exploration. Got a little tiltometer going action right there. Definitely some tight quarters in here. Okay, Kevin gave me fair warning that this is one gnarly area. Well, he made it down, so let's see if I can make it down without landing on my lid. Yeah. You back up. You know I'm throttle jockey, so what? Yep. And even though I do solo a lot, this is the reason why it's a good idea on some unexplored territory to run with a partner. There is safety in numbers, even if there's only two of you. If one of us ends up on the lid, the other one can rescue us. So, glad to be running with Kevin today. I mean, you can spot yourself, but it was way easier with him pointing the right direction. A little more rock crawling here. It's interesting because I haven't scraped yet, and that's actually pretty good. Even in a Jeep, with some of what I went over with that.
Probably should have scraped. And now we're river running. What do you run into? Oh, that big boulder. All right, so we'll avoid that. Well, this is some interesting shit. I might have to throttle jockey this a little bit. Like I said, I have to chuckle because I got the nickname Throttle Jockey for a reason. Because since this doesn't have lockers on it, sometimes if you can't crawl over it, you kind of have to launch over it, which is what I just had to do. So Kevin has been telling me that this is the last of the bad stuff, so we shall find out. A little boulder crawling again. Figure out the best path across the river bottom here. That breeze feels good. It's actually starting to get hot up here. It's not that this is steep, it's this is still one of the most difficult styles of terrain to go over because the wheels just bounce in and out between the boulders, and sometimes you just don't get a lot of traction. It's hard on the suspension. I want to give him a little bit of room to get up and through here. And then I get stuck. The key is keeping some sort of forward momentum. spoke too soon. Now I'm starting to hear stuff bounce off of things all over the place for these ruts. I am running a little warmer than I like too. So I'm going to have to definitely stop and give it a breather here in a little bit. Into about every type of terrain. We were on boulders, now we're in sand. Well, we're taking an unexpected break. My front axle is no longer working, as we found out going through this wash. The drive shaft is turning, but the axle is not, which means that the actuator slide is probably shot inside the axle. So I'm in two-wheel drive, which means one-wheel drive. And then I hit some soft spot, and then, like I said, it was running warm. So trying to get out of the sand, it's overheating. So we're going to just stop for a minute and probably grab my tow strap, get me back up on some gravel here. And hopefully he doesn't get stuck. Whoa! So now we're pretty much going through, if everything can go wrong on a trip, this is starting to qualify. Because now the soft sand has Venus fly-trapped his Jeep too. Okay, Kevin's out. That's a start. Now we need to work on my issue. All right, so out on its own. Turns out that the front actuator did not engage. So I've done all of this so far in two-wheel drive. I don't know if I should be proud or feel stupid, but I'll say feel proud. And now we're gonna try and make it up the sand one more time. But it's cooled off. I think we're ready to go. And hopefully I don't repeat this part of the video. Well, we are actually moving again, and this time I'm actually in four-wheel drive instead of thinking I'm in four-wheel drive and finding out in the worst possible situation that you're not. But that just goes to show what these will do even in two-wheel drive, so. Moving right along. It's pretty down here, but we're still doing some boulder crawling. Like I said, this is the toughest part of it because your tires just can't get a lot of grip without hitting a big boulder. We're making our way. Whoa, hello. Making our way through. Man, that breeze feels wonderful. It's still really warm out here. Okay, we've changed directions, and there's supposed to be a mine up here with some buildings, so that would be cool. Add to my already happy day of being able to go in a copper mine that I hadn't been in before, so the day just gets better and better, even if we did both get stuck for a little bit. Now, truth be told, we could have gotten out, either one of us by ourselves. It would have taken a little effort, but in the end, I did crawl out once the four-wheel drive was working. and he got out of the sand on his own. But still, we got stuck, and we admit it. And that can happen to anybody. I'm definitely seeing really old remnants of civilization back here. Old rusted metal, old fence posts. And it's pretty dang tight back in here. I'm hoping that we don't have to back out of here. That would suck. This is supposed to be the Howard silver mine area, and there are definitely some camp remnants here for sure. You've got old buildings along in here. That's interesting. And then you got an old building right up here. And this isn't horribly old. So alright, this is kind of cool and creepy at the same time. So there used to be a no trespassing sign on this. Alright, I'm gonna crawl up inside this and see what we got. It's like kind of cool here. This old sink with the old, almost looks like an old dishwasher right here. Yeah, we already had one of those. This is kind of like the, I'm saying we follow the cracks.
Yeah, that's where the rafters are. The stringers. Interesting.
Yeah, I mean, you can still see the
Fireplace is gone.
I mean, just by the hardware and the, of course they could have used older hardware, but this is definitely 60-ish.
Yeah, doorknob look.
Yeah.
Yeah, definitely.
Same with the light fixture.
Yeah.
This looks just like the shop I'm building. Almost all the materials are the same here. And what's left of a bedroom back there. And this was the bathroom with the camping commode and a little bathtub. This was probably a pretty decent little place when it was.
Yeah, it looks like it might have been there's wasps everywhere.
Yep. And we're in here with an active wasp nest, so we're probably going to bail here shortly. Because that doesn't sound fun at all. I was trying to get away from some angry wasps. And it's already bad enough that out at the shop I'm working on that I've got bees that I've been trying to get rid of. And we can only hope that they don't have long distance communication. It's actually supposed to be added up here. You can definitely tell there's working. I mean, the pyrite deposits that are in this boulder are, and down there further, all the shiny stuff is a strong indication that there's definitely there's color up in here. Definitely some mineral deposits. The hunt continues. Crawling and boulder hopping for a while. There's supposed to be an adit up here, and I can see the pipe, or a pipe right there. There's remnants of an old, it looks like a school bus, to be honest. Wow. I'll go scope that out in a moment. Well, this is definitely old, and the siding's a little newer, but that trailer wheel is old. So is the top. I think this is older than the last building we were at. Alright, good spot to squat, and I will take a hit of water. Of exploration, we're near that adit, and we are actually kind of mountain climbing at this point, trying to figure out a way to get down to it because there's no apparent trail. You can see the old shack that we had looked at before, and there's the trail, and there's some stampings up that way. But we're trying to figure out how to get to this adit because we're 20-30 feet away and that's it. So we don't want to be not succeed. This is what we're going through to get to this adit. Not seeing it. And I lost the GoPro up that way and had to go back up the mountainside to get it. I am one really tired camper right now because this is loose and steep, and we never did make it to the adit, which sucks because I hate not succeeding, but there's just no trail to get to it without rappelling down from the top and over the edge of it, or maybe with a ladder, a rope ladder or something that we could scale up that pipe. But I'm cooling off right now before I make my last descent off the side of the mountain. But at least we saved the GoPro in the video. You got some old millworks, old chutes down here. That almost looks like an entrance down there, doesn't it? Second level. If you We made it all the way back to the Jeep and found an adit right in the weeds, totally by mistake. I would definitely explore it, but as soon as I got close I heard a rattlesnake. So there's an occupant in here, and I am not I'm not going to argue with him. Let's see if I can get his attention. Hear that? So we are going to leave him alone. Darn! And I want to explore this. Well, crap. Cool. Okay. And there's a whole Jeep buried here. Oh, are you freaking kidding me? Look at...
It looks like it was in great condition too.
Look at this. You got your flashlight?
Yeah.
They buried a Jeep, and a good one at that. Look at this. Oh, I'm facing the wrong way. Sorry about it. Look at this. Hell, the radio's still in it. It was air conditioned. It's got AC in it. It was a 4-door, so it's probably a Grand Wagoneer. Speaking of that AC, you see the AC hanging up on the...
Yeah, the blower motor there.
Yeah. There you go. Oh. That's just cool. Weird, but cool.
Yeah.
Well, we're getting ready to depart this area. This is way cool. Finding a buried Jeep, finding another mine with a rattlesnake in it, unfortunately. This definitely is worth another visit. But we're going to get out of this area and head on out. After scaling that mountain twice, once to get this because I wanted to save the footage, I'm definitely feeling it. And it is warm out here, so. Well, it's just as tight a fit going out of here as it was going in, but at least we were able to turn around. So that's good news. So, we are off to Cleator. Maybe Crown King and get a burger. That sounds marvelous, actually. And now we're doing some more climbing out. Kind of heading the back way into Cleator. does make for some interesting four-wheeling. At least it is four-wheeling this time instead of two-wheeling. So I still can't believe that for most of this trip my front axle wasn't engaged. The drive shaft was turning, but it wasn't engaging the axles themselves. Should be proud and embarrassed all at the same time. And again, it's like crawling over lava. There's no smooth path for this. Believe me, I'm looking and I ain't seeing it. Looks a little smoother. Finally. So much fun. Definitely not smooth. Not for people that would get car sick, that's for sure. Well, I don't know if the camera's going to pick it up, but off in the distance, beyond these trees, you can see the backside of Cleator. Interesting remnant of a little mining town. Kevin and I talked about it. We're going to go ahead and turn left and head up to Crown King and grab a bite and a drink. Get a couple of snacks up there, up in the cool country, because that is, even though we're like in desert, there are pine trees there. And that's a nice, once we hit Cleator, that's a nice trail, nice dirt road. So that's two-wheel drive the rest of that way. And there is Cleator, not so far away. You can see it nestled up in the hills up there. And that's where we're going to be turning left and heading to Crown King. Interesting little town back here. Gotta admit, this is the first time that I've come up the backside of Cleator. Lucy's got dish satellite TV back here. There you go. And we're out at the, I guess you could call it the main road. And just before you get into Crown King, it actually turns into pine tree forest. So Crown King is actually nestled high up in the Bradshaws. It's kind of a nice oasis. Unfortunately, it's 25 miles of dirt road to get here. So this is more of a destination than it is sorry about that. So anyway, we are in Crown King, and we're going to go find us something colder to drink and get some food down if this person will ever get off the bridge. Okay, we are leaving Crown King, heading home. It was a great day. We managed to get both the Jeeps stuck. We climbed some mountains to actually not be able to make it to the one mine at it, but we did explore another one. Found a lot of other trails to explore. Did some rock, a little bit of rock crawling, and had some good food when we got to Crown King. So, in spite of the problems, awesome day. Anyway, if you enjoyed the video, enjoy what we do, please like, subscribe, follow us on Facebook, here on YouTube, and we will see you on the next adventure. Bye now. That view is always amazing coming out of Crown King. How can you not like that?